So today, really appreciate everyone joining us for another Alignable webinar. This is part of a series of webinars that we've been doing since the beginning of the year, kind of really focusing on a lot of optimization and marketing conversations. But today, kind of a follow-up to our last webinar, which was all about the digital consumer journey, blogs being a big part of that. After getting a lot of questions from business owners, I felt it was definitely necessary to kind of continue the conversation about blogging. So today we are talking about harnessing the power of blogging, understanding Google's helpful content algorithm, EEAT optimization. So let's go ahead and jump in and explain all of that. So harnessing the power of blogging. Today, we're going to be exploring how to leverage blogging as a powerful tool in your business marketing and your search engine optimization, and really just growing an effective and a powerful online presence. So topics today are going to include, we're going to start right off just the bat with just the power of blog posts so everyone understands the value of that. We're going to talk about building topic authority and geographic and local relevance. We're going to break down EEAT optimization so everyone can understand just what goes into that and what is that in the first place. We're going to talk about some marketing conversations and navigating the digital consumer journey. We're also going to break down Google's helpful content algorithm and really explain to everyone kind of like the newest up-to-date guidelines from Google. And we're also going to talk about content writing itself and a big part of the conversation nowadays, AI and the influence of that on blogging. So with all that said, I just want to point out again, I know everyone likes to download this presentation and have the full video afterwards. That's all going to be available on the Hoot Host website and also on our YouTube channel. So no worries, that's all going to be made available to everyone. So with all that said, let's go ahead and unpack this professional presentation full of guidance and recommendations for everyone. Let's explore Google's helpful content algorithm and EEAT optimization. So first, starting real bare bones here, just getting everyone, just acquainted with the conversation here. Let's talk about the power of blog posts. So blogs help you expand your website's footprint and the ability to be found on search engines in the first place, right? They help you attract new visitors, but also consistently, engage your existing audience, which is a really undervalued, tool, especially in just like your marketing and your brand awareness. They help you create the powerful online presence that we're always talking about in the Hoot Host community group and, really help your business grow online. So, kind of like the big things for everyone to think about when it comes to blogging is organically growing your topic authority and your relevance. So what does that mean, right? That means building authority on Google by consistently targeting topics that are relevant to your business, to your services, or to your products. So, if you're a coach or a plumber or a professional services provider or a local service provider, what are kind of like the mainline topics that are relevant to your business and to your services that people are going to be searching for and ultimately be able to find your business? So when you come up with those topics, and they can certainly fluctuate, obviously, but focusing on those core topics, think about how people are going to be searching for information within those topics. And that's how you're going to start to structure a blog post to build, sort of like this topic authority, consistently talking about those conversations and how they relate to what you do. And another side of this is also using blogs to improve both your local and geographic relevance. So, within your blogs, you're putting out information about, sort of like services and topics that are, relate to what you do. But you can also talk about your local community, engaging with your business areas, and doing that more and more over time from both a topic standpoint, but also from like just engaging with your local community. You're going to gain, this sort of like big web of relevance that anyone who's in either your geographic business areas or, or searching for your topics, that's how you're going to become, sort of like that powerful online presence just through consistently blogging, and just always remembering too that blogs are not, a short little race here. It is a marathon. The more that you do this, it's going to grow over time and you're going to build that powerful online presence. A big part of this kind of series that we're having with these webinars is search engine optimization. And blogging is certainly a very big part of that. But obviously with SEO, there is a lot of technical optimizations and sort of adjustments even just within your website itself. So I do just want to put out a quick reminder before we move forward here. Go to YouTube, search for Hoot Host, and you can watch our SEO webinar from last month. And you should also watch the digital consumer journey webinar because that's a big part of the SEO and blogging conversation as well. Something that I talked about in that webinar is, everyone wants to, well, I want to be #1 on Google, right? That's just not even, realistic for a lot of small businesses, #1, especially if you're just getting started, but it's not even really necessary. And, kind of the message that I've been putting out to everyone is if you just kind of have the Google SEO essentials, which are basically kind of like this foundation of your website, it's the technical configurations so that Google can effectively crawl your website and index your pages and blog posts and just rank you, based on where you stand. As long as you have that in combination with just effectively blogging and you're just staying on top of having an active blog, you're going to start to drive organic traffic to your website and ultimately get the results that you're looking for. It doesn't require being #1 on Google, and that's not even really how it works anymore. But as long as you kind of have these foundations and you're just sticking with it, you are going to start to drive the results that you're looking for. All right, so a big part of that is our next topic here, which is EEAT optimization. This is a really, this is one that goes over a lot of business owners' heads. So I thought it was really important to kind of, focus on this and kind of drive it home with everyone. So EEAT optimization, EEAT is an acronym that was created by Google, and it's basically how they interpret your content. And it's also kind of a guideline for how to create effective content. So EEAT is experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. This is about sharing within your content your personal experiences, showcasing your professional expertise, and just consistently publishing quality content that Google knows they can recommend. And the more that you do this over time, you're going to earn that trust and you're going to start to rise in the ranks. So, we talk about building topic authority, like we just said, and we talk about, kind of building your, overall kind of like geographic relevance as well. Doing this within your content in a way that you're, following these principles. #1, just sharing, within your content, personal stories that relate to your services, your community, and just kind of, putting out, information that shows #1 that you're human, but also that, you're just engaged in what you do and, you are, you've been doing this for a while, right? Then the other side of it is like your professional expertise. Within your blogs, we're trying to, use blogs in a way to kind of like answer people's questions and, kind of, guide them to like, your professional insights. So you want to share information that shows, hey, I'm an expert. I've been doing this for years and, I'm invested in this and this is how, this is how it's supposed to be done. And this is the right way to do this. So you're providing, some personal stories that kind of like, show that, you're not just putting generic information out there for the search engines, but you're also, kind of sharing professional insights that are answering people's questions and really helping them, just find what they're looking for, basically. So, but when done right, you can, you can be seen by Google as a trusted authority and a trusted resource ultimately, and that's just going to help you rise in the ranks. And it's going to, ultimately help you, drive more people organically from Google, directly to your website. So the next part of our conversation here is kind of how blogs become part of that like marketing conversation, because, you're driving people in to your website through, through EEAT and, putting out quality content and kind of, putting your stories and your expertise out there. But when you have a properly optimized user experience within your website, you can also start to convert those visitors into customers. So now let's talk about navigating the digital consumer journey. So another quick little YouTube reminder here. I really hope everyone will go over to YouTube, search for Hoot Host, and our channel will come right up. Watch the digital consumer journey webinar from last month. We go over each of the stages. We talk about how blogs are impactful. We also talk about like landing pages and a lot of marketing conversations and overall search engine optimization. When you put this all together, between our last webinars and this one, you're going to have quite a knowledge base to work with. But realistically, the digital consumer journey with blogs is where most people are going to start. They have a question, they're going to Google with it. Your website, you've been targeting, that particular topic and certainly within your, geographic area. And now all of a sudden you're bringing people in the discovery stage, kind of the first big step of the consumer journey. And you're actually, now you're bringing people into the stages of the digital consumer journey, also known as the buyer's journey for anyone who, kind of knows it by that. So blogs are huge in this stage because, you're answering people's questions, you're delivering those valuable insights, right? And, you're starting to actually, bring people into that first step. So, let's talk about kind of like when you get people in from search engines, kind of the right way to structure your blogs, and also kind of, just understand, not only Google's guidelines for this, but also, how you can bring people into your website from a blog to potentially convert them. So, you're gaining that targeted traffic directly from search engines, right? But when someone comes in, do not be writing blog posts that are like self-promotional and, trying to sell yourself as like, the best thing in the world. You just want to be providing the answers that they're looking for, right? But you can use call to actions and, a little subtle cross-linking to bring people into the next part of your website. You're driving them to your primary pillar pages or your service pages of your website, where then they move forward in the, in the digital consumer journey into the consideration stage. And once they're in the website, say like on your service page, then you can start to give them information about, hey, this is why my company is great at this. And, this is why we're different than the competition. This is why we're special and what we bring to the table. You can have a lead form to capture leads. And now you're, now you're really working, your from your blogs into your website, the complete digital consumer journey. But blogs at first need to just be kind of giving people the information that they're looking for, not getting the big sales pitch. And really just kind of, looking to subtly guide people forward, ultimately to the desired actions of your website, which can just be, buying something or signing up for a consultation, or even just filling out a form. But, you can't just jump on people right from the blog post. You need to just give them the information they're looking for, and then just kind of, subtly move them forward. So again, I really hope everyone will go over to YouTube and watch the digital consumer journey. We break down all of the stages and all the details that go into that. That particular webinar was very detailed. But just remember, the more that you blog, think of like each post as an opportunity. Every post that you put out is another chance to bring a visitor into that discovery stage. And you're just increasing the likelihood that you're going to start to, convert more customers and, and gain more traffic. So that ultimately, full circle here back to our first topic here, that really is the power of blogs. So a lot has been changing just within search engine optimization, and certainly how blogs are kind of like being indexed and ranked on Google. And a big part of this is really how Google wants people to start to kind of put content and information out on the internet. So let's talk about the next big topic here, which is Google's helpful content algorithm. So this is one of the bigger topics of today's conversation. This is all about, really making sure that the blogs that you're writing and the information you're putting out on your website are strictly following Google's new standards. Because Google is increasingly trying to, kind of update search engine standards to only show relevant and high quality results. They don't, they're really getting sick of like spammy content and low quality content. They only want to be ranking stuff that is, accurate and, not a big sales pitch, of course, and really just information that's actually helpful to search engine users. So again, I really just got to harp on this big time. Strictly follow the EEAT standards that we talked about. Make your stories personal, share your professional insights, and only publish quality content. Avoid self-promotion and just kind of like that spammy behavior that we all tend to see sometimes, especially on Alignable and in blog posts and things like that, right? Aim to answer the questions that your audience is searching for. Think about the topics that are relevant to your business. How are people going to be searching for, a plumbing problem, or a personal life issue that they might need a coach for, or whatever it might be that you do. Only be putting out posts and content that are answering those questions that people have, and that's how you're going to start to drive organic traffic and make sure that you're kind of following Google standards and you're rising in the ranks. There's a lot of like these AI tools now, and we're going to talk about AI a lot more in a minute. But there's a lot of these AI tools that are like, you can publish hundreds of pages, in a minute, and it's going to help you on Google. That is not the way to do it. So just avoid mass producing these like low quality generic content kind of pages. It's just a way for you to get trapped, and Google's going to end up de-indexing your site completely. It's not the way to do it at all. You only want to be sharing original content that's following these helpful content guidelines, and just avoiding putting out anything that's like spammy or low quality stuff. The more that you strictly follow this helpful content algorithm and you're just putting out information that's trying to genuinely help people and answer their questions, you're going to rise in the ranks and you're going to increase the amount of organic traffic that's coming to your website. This is so huge, and I really, really need to harp on this with everyone that, avoid the self-promotion, avoid the spammy stuff. Just try to help your potential customer or your existing customer, and that's how you're going to rise in the ranks on Google. So we talked a little bit about AI there for a second. So I'm sure a lot of people came to this today, specifically for this conversation. Let's talk about content writing and AI. Because ultimately, this whole conversation, we're talking about blogging, right? We're talking about just developing content and putting out information. It's not that easy. Like, it requires a lot of writing, professional writing assistance, and in the wake of AI, being, these large language models kind of like being the first, major wave of AI development. Of course, everyone just started using it for content writing and blogging. But, there are some implications there, especially with a lot of the biggest updates from Google. So number one, I just want to start right off the bat here. AI is totally fine. Do not think of it as like this evil thing. It's not a bad thing at all, but it's just like any other tool. It's how you use it. So, we want our blog posts to be sharing those personal experiences and professional insights to help us follow the correct Google standards, right? But if you're just using AI as a tool to help you work more efficiently, that's totally fine. And you can start a blog post, say with AI, structure it out the way that you think it should be, then go in and edit it, give it your personal touch, humanize it and make it specific, uniquely yours. And when you do that, now you're starting to create more quality content. But again, nothing wrong with AI to help you work more efficiently. It is simply a tool. And the more you think of it like that, that's fine. The folks who are just writing an AI blog post and just going great and just publishing on their website and just doing that, like you can literally pump out hundreds of them and just be like, okay, one of those is going to hit somebody. You're going to get flagged by Google, and you can ultimately be blocked from search engines. So you just want to avoid that kind of behavior. But using it in a way to just help you work more efficiently and create better content, that's totally fine. So just some bullet points here. Aim to publish high quality content only, and make sure that it's following those helpful content guidelines so that Google knows it can trust your website. Don't mass produce. It's just such a bad thing. So many people are doing that, and it's just like you're only going to get in trouble with Google. Your human input and your management of your content and making it uniquely yours and about your topics and your community and what you do is the only way you're going to get ahead. And just sticking with it consistently, blogging once, twice, a couple times a month. And the more you do that, you're going to have the success that you're looking for with Google. Avoid the spam and a lot of the outdated SEO techniques. We talked about a lot of that in the SEO webinar. Just make sure you are just following this structure, and you will be okay. You don't need to have hundreds of blog posts, and you don't need to be #1 on Google. But if you're building an effective campaign slowly and steadily, you're going to start to find the results you're looking for. And again, I just want to say to everybody, AI is not evil. It's actually awesome. But again, a human content writer, or at least editing it and kind of forming it up to be uniquely yours, is always going to be best in the eyes of Google. To just try to stick to that. So let's just have some reminders and recap here. So again, blogs can be a highly powerful tool to increase your both topic authority and geographic relevance. For more of like the SEO conversation, I really hope everyone will jump over to the Hoot Host YouTube channel, watch the SEO webinar, and you'll get all the details about like some of those core Google SEO essentials that you need just to make sure that your blogs are indexed correctly and they're going to start to come up on Google. With your blogs and all of your content, really, only share your personal stories and your professional expertise. Follow the EEAT standards and make sure that you're building that trusted resource that Google's going to say, okay, we can trust this website, and we'll start to put them up in the ranking. strictly follow the Google helpful content standards. Make sure that you're just putting information out there, you're answering your potential audience's questions, and that's what's going to lead people, to you. And blogs are a powerful first step in the consumer journey. So just remember, every time you put a blog post out, that's a potential customer that you're driving to your website, and ultimately, bringing them into that consumer journey towards the desired actions of your website. So just always remember, there's such an opportunity here. And something that I kind of skipped over really quickly, but it's really important to mention. For a lot of businesses, small businesses, local service providers, a blog can actually be way more impactful than social media or email marketing or any like traditional marketing sources. Do not underestimate what you can accomplish with a blog. Definitely watch our digital consumer journey webinar on YouTube as well. That breaks down all of the stages and helps you understand how to structure your website to create a high conversion online presence. Use AI as a tool. Totally fine to do that and be efficient, but just don't rely just on AI. Make sure you are editing and creating it, to be uniquely yours, and following a lot of the standards that we talked about today. And then just always make sure everything you're putting out is high quality, has your personal touch, and uniquely speaks to your business. So for anyone who does need help with this, I hope that you will check out Blog Boost. Blog Boost is our new blogging service that we have just rolled out. Hoot Host already does, if you maintain your website with us, or if you build your website with us, we include monthly blogging. But now for anyone, let's say you don't want to host your website with us, or you don't want to have your website maintained by us, we do offer just the blogging service. So it's 4 blog posts per month, plus we take those blog posts and we put them over to your Google Business Profile every week. We strictly follow the helpful content algorithm and EEAT optimization. You get an assigned human blog manager, very important, someone who's working with you and strategizing on your blogs. And yeah, we've already been doing this for quite some time for a lot of businesses, and we're really excited to say that we know this is going to be like the most affordable professional blog writing service available. We see so many other people just really overpricing blog management services. So we're really excited about this, and we're more than happy to help anyone who has any questions. And with all of that said, I think maybe now it is time for some questions. Please don't unmute yourself. Keep all questions in the chat, because it starts to become just everyone speaking over each other. So anyone with any questions about blogging or any of the standards that we just talked about, feel free to put it in the chat here, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions at this time. So we have these conversations all the time in the Hoot Host community group. I hope anyone who's not currently a member will join the Hoot Host group on Alignable. We're constantly talking about website maintenance and optimization, a lot of marketing services, and blogging being a big part of that. So we hope everyone will jump over and join us. And if you could take a minute and leave us a review, we really appreciate that as well.